Welcome back to Moments of Cheating, where the stories are raw, the emotions are real, and the truth is often too painful to say out loud. Today's story is about a man who gave his all for his family, until he overheard a conversation that changed everything. "I thought we had a normal family. Maybe not perfect, but normal." Every morning at 5:30, I'd drag myself out of bed, ready to face another day. Work was demanding, the hours long, but I always made time for what truly mattered: the children. School runs, soccer practice, bedtime stories. These weren't chores to me. They were precious moments. Sometimes we'd bake cookies together, flour everywhere, laughter filling the kitchen. Movie nights were sacred in our house. Popcorn, blankets, and 3 people who meant the world to me. Sure, I was exhausted most days, but I was genuinely happy. Or so I believed. When I married Sarah 7 years ago, she was 28 and I was 32. She came as a package deal, 2 beautiful twins from her previous relationship. Did that bother me? Not for a second. I knew exactly what I was signing up for, and I embraced it wholeheartedly. We never had children of our own. Sarah always said she wasn't ready for another child, and I respected that decision. After all, I already considered myself a father. Blood didn't matter to me, love did. These kids were mine in every way that counted. But lately, something had shifted. The atmosphere at home felt different. Sarah seemed distant, irritable. Everything I did seemed to annoy her. Simple conversations became tense exchanges. I chalked it up to work stress, maybe fatigue. The kids, now 12, were also acting strangely, cold, detached. Teenage phase, I reasoned. Surely this would pass. I was so very wrong. It happened on a Saturday morning that started like any other. I was supposed to take the car for its regular service, but halfway there, I realized I'd forgotten the paperwork. Annoyed at my forgetfulness, I turned around and headed back home. I entered quietly, not wanting to wake anyone if they were still sleeping. That's when I heard voices drifting from the kitchen. Sarah and the children, having what seemed like a casual conversation. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, honestly. I was just grabbing the documents when I heard my name mentioned. Something in the tone made me freeze. I found myself standing by the doorway, invisible and unwanted, about to hear words that would shatter my world completely. "He's not even your real father," Sarah's voice cut through the morning silence like a blade. "He's just someone who lives with us. A stranger, really. And honestly, a complete disappointment." The silence that followed felt eternal. My ears started ringing, my heart hammering against my ribs like a caged animal desperate to escape. One of the children asked something. I couldn't make out the exact words through the fog of shock, but I caught the gist. Why was she even with me? Sarah's response hit me like a physical blow. "Because it's convenient. He pays for everything we need. But family? No, he's definitely not family." I should have stormed into that kitchen. I should have confronted her, demanded explanations, fought for my place in this home I'd helped build. Instead, I became a ghost in my own house. I quietly backed away, closed the front door as softly as possible, got in my car, and just drove. 4 hours, I wandered the streets aimlessly, my mind replaying those devastating words over and over. The realization hit me like a ton of bricks. I wasn't a husband or a father to them. I was simply a walking, talking bank account with emotions they didn't care about. When I finally returned home that evening, everything appeared normal. Sarah was watching television as if nothing had happened. The children had retreated to their rooms, probably doing homework or playing games. I wanted to confront her. The words were right there, burning in my throat. I heard everything. But I couldn't do it. I just mumbled something about being tired and went straight to bed. That night, for the first time in years, I wept like a broken-hearted child, muffling my sobs in my pillow. 3 weeks passed, and I never told her what I knew. But I changed. The warmth I'd always shown became cold distance. I went through the motions, household duties, helping with homework, paying bills, but my heart had checked out completely. The fire inside me had been extinguished. Sarah occasionally asked if everything was all right. I just nod and change the subject. How do you tell someone that you discovered you were never really wanted, just useful? You know what the most devastating part was? It wasn't the betrayal itself. It was the realization that, from her perspective, she was telling the truth. Despite 7 years of love, dedication, and sacrifice, I truly was just an outsider to her. No matter how much I loved those children, no matter how much I'd invested in our marriage, I was nothing more than a convenient resource. That truth changed everything. I now live alone in a small apartment across town. The divorce papers have been filed, though Sarah still insists I'm overreacting and making a big deal out of nothing. She has no idea that I overheard her conversation that morning, and honestly, maybe that's for the best. The healing process has been slow but necessary. I'm learning to love myself again, to recognize my own worth beyond what I can provide for others. I'm discovering what it means to be valued for who I am, not just what I can give. If you've ever felt like an outsider in your own family, if you've ever questioned your worth because someone treated you as dispensable, please know this: you are not alone. You are not a disappointment. You deserve genuine love, not the convenient kind, not the conditional kind, but the real, authentic kind that sees you as irreplaceable. Sometimes the most painful discoveries lead us to the most important truths about ourselves. I may have lost a family, but I found something far more valuable: my self-respect. And that, my friends, is something no one can ever take away from you. Words have power, especially when they come from the one person you trusted most. If you've ever been made to feel like a stranger in your own home, this story is for you. Thanks for listening. Hit that subscribe button and stay strong, because you are not a loser, and you never were.